you behind that pulpit. Whatever you ask God to do, He bringing you out of that situation because that word comes to the person first before He delivered. So yes, you can. I believe that. Yes, you can be that.
Okay. So as far as your sexuality, you battling with your sexuality, was it more of being bisexual or homosexual? How did that go? Because I know you really had a hard time by being a male, first of all, then being a black male, and then being the baby of the family, and then also just being spiritual. You know, a lot of people gave you a hard time because I viewed that for myself, and I seen the struggle within you. You know, it had even became a point where I felt bad because I was like, well, I don't want him around me because my homosexual spirits is going to be, you know what I'm saying, around him. And this is a man of God and he really pretty much struggling, you know, and I really didn't want people to feel as if, you know, I was somewhat of a temptation because by your sister being that way. So how did you handle your whole sexuality thing? Like, was it? I mean, you could get in detail. People want to hear.
I was just being myself.
Okay.
You know, I was just being myself. Because yes, it was a lot of people out there was like, well, you fake, you're a hypocrite, and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, who is you to judge? Then so it's just a lot of things. So it's my sexuality, it wasn't because I was around my sister, because I love my sister. So I just want to be more around my sister. I wanted to feel love, you know, because my sister on the one, when I was a little boy, I stayed at her apartment over there in RV. When I got out of school, I walked over there to her apartment. So I just want to feel that love because I already knew what in my family, they probably going to just throw me out. And a person that I could connect to, I could go to and talk to. So it's just that love. It just was about her being a lesbian or stuff like that. I was being myself. And I was finding my way. Yeah,
because when you told me, I already knew. I was like, okay. Like, who didn't know that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but it was a hurtful thing to just see you battle with it, go back and forth. You know, 1 minute, I got me an old lady. I want to be married to a woman. Then the next minute, you crying because you trying to fight this sexuality. You know, and to be honest, bro, it's kind of hard to fight with yourself. You'll drive yourself crazy trying to fight with who you really are. And so I seen that all the time with you. And, you know, the only thing I could do is just ask God, you know, please bring him peace where he'll be comfortable with himself, you know. And so everybody want to know is the big question when you said battling with your sexuality. Okay, so now everybody know that you living with HIV. So I said on the last show, you know, when Iggy was on the show, a lot of people, they basically feel like HIV is the gay man disease. So, I mean, just get into detail about the whole HIV. You know, everybody want to know how can you live with HIV and be normal, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I use the word normal is because a lot of people feel like it's not normal living with HIV and being okay with it. You know, it's a lot of people be like, oh, bro, if I get that, I'm killing everybody. I done seen somebody post, you know, come in, they was like, I'm killing everybody, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. I already having negative thoughts about the situation. And you really pretty much can't say what you'll do until you in that situation. Yeah. So let the viewers know, when did you find out about HIV?
That I had HIV. When I found out it's going on 3 years now.
Okay.
3 years.
So it's still fresh.
It's still fresh. I'm still battling with that.
Okay.
A little bit. I found out I had HIV 3 years ago when I got sick. It it just out of nowhere when I was in the hospital, but it wasn't showed up in there till I got out.
Okay.
3 years ago, I was with a spouse.
Okay.
A spouse, and he knew he had it.
Okay.
You know, he knew, but I did not know.
Okay.
Okay. Then
let's stop right here, viewers. You heard what my brother said. He knew he had it.
Yeah.
But he did not tell you.
He didn't tell me.
Okay.
He had it. And I was to the point when I found that I stayed in the house. No, I told my sister, but I stayed in the house almost a week, week and a half, just not going nowhere. And so I told my sister, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Everybody gonna have that reaction because it's your life on stake. And yes, you can be normal with HIV. Everybody need to know the difference of HIV and AIDS.
Okay.
HIV is just a virus. It can be treated with medicine and everything. Just have to keep on taking your medicine. AIDS is the last stage, basically. So when I found out that I had it, I wanted to kill him.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted to kill him.
Okay.
I was depressed, a whole lot.
So let's go back a little bit because, I see a lot of stuff on Facebook where, a lot of people, when I asked the question and I said, if you knew somebody had HIV, would you tell? And a lot of people were saying no. A lot of people were saying yes. So did anybody warn you that this person had it? Like any of his family, friends? Did anybody know that he had it, or did he keep it a secret, or how did that go?
Well, people tried to tell me. Me being in love, I wanted to find out myself. And me being in love, I didn't want to hear who said it here. I want to hear it from him. But me being in love, it was making me naive now because I should have listened to other people. Not saying that if he would have told me, I was gonna leave him because we was married.
Okay.
At the time, and so y'all heard me, married. So when you married and your spouse don't tell you that they have it and stuff like that, that's a whole big deal.
Okay, because I know even since I could talk to you about this, a lot of people always say, well, you can't. I seen somebody say something on another post and they basically was like, well, you can't get mad at the person for giving it to you because you should have protected yourself. And I know me being 37, sleeping with men and women, it's times that you sleep with somebody and you don't rush down there to their board of health. I don't want nobody lying on this live talking about every time they sleep with somebody, whether they are homosexual and they sleeping with a female or they heterosexual sleeping with male, however it go, that y'all go down there to that board of health every time y'all finna have sex. Because half of the time your hormones is talking so motherfucking quick till you can't even think about going to the board of health. So I don't want nobody lying. So I'm not going to beat you up by saying, well, it's your fault because you should have went down there and got, tested before you slept with him. Don't nobody do that for real. No. But I suggest it. Because, see, I didn't know my worth until I met my wife. When my wife took me down there, I was kind of, I was like, what's she trying to say I have? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you want to go get tested? But that's a more responsible thing to do because of STDs and you know what I'm saying, it's very high in Mobile. Basically everybody is sleeping with everybody. So I know you do suggest, but is it any time that you beat yourself up about it and say, well, if I should have did this or should have did that, like do that ever cross your mind?
Yeah, plenty of times, and it crossed my mind when I go to sleep, when I wake up. And everything. So it is, I'm not saying I'm beating myself up because yes, I should have listened. Yes, I should have been more protective. But people don't think like that once you married. Once you say you married, it's like, okay, I ain't got to use these with him. You know what I'm saying? Or her. So it's like sometimes I beat myself, sometimes I don't. So it's sometimes it cross my mind, be like, I should have did this and I should have did that.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you. When somebody brought it to me, it was somebody that knew him very, very dearly. And so when they brought it to me, it was just a coincidence. I know it was God that the kids was going through the phone. You know how they always go through the phone. And they was like, ain't that Uncle Wayne husband? And so she was like, what? You know what I'm saying? So she took me outside and she told me. And like, I was crying. Like she told me, she was like, I don't want to tell you this. Like, she was holding me like this. And I just broke down, like I was screaming and hollering and crying and everything. And I'm not going to lie to you. It took me 2 weeks to tell you because I called our other sister. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, you know how our brother is? He ain't going to listen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, would I listen? If somebody was coming to tell me something about my mate that I've been sleeping with for over a year or two, you know, I ain't never seen her sick or something like that. So it drove me crazy. So I could just imagine how you felt because it drove me crazy. And I could remember it like yesterday when I called and I told you, and you was like, bro, they lying. He got cancer. And I was like, well, bro, have you been in a room with him? Have you went to the doctor with him? Have you heard the doctor say this stuff? Like, you know, I was drilling you. You know what I'm saying?
When I was at the doctor with him, even the doctor did not, even though my name was on the paperwork and everything, they still wasn't going to release that information to me. And he okayed everything. They was like, no, you okay, you fine and everything. And so it just was a hard thing to do. You know, it was so hard to do, to take in.
So is that basically when, because do you have any questions like as far as?
Somebody asked, is that the reason why y'all are not together now?
No, that is not the reason why we not together. The reason why we not together is because of the lies. Playing games. I'm the type of person, I want you to be real with me. Be honest with me. You know, I'm a lovable person. I'm real. You know, it just, I don't have time for the chaos. Drama.
Yeah. So basically it just, was you the only person that he didn't tell? Like, was it other people that he didn't tell? Did you, at one point, did you ever feel like you wanted to press charges? Because, I mean,
I did felt like that I want to press charges towards him. But me being spiritual, you have to follow that voice of the Holy Spirit. Me being spiritual, I said, I want to go in. Me said, I'm going down there and press charges to him. He getting locked up. But God said, no, let me go ahead and do it. Let me do it. And to this day, I just been more at peace with myself, finding myself, and get myself back on track. And finding peace with him. That's why how people could say that, how can you forgive them easy, love them from the distance, forgive from the distance. You know, after these years been over with, I still was there. Still was there. He's still asking for me and everything, because it's like that God is doing some things to him. But it got to the point it got worse. And you know, it's a lot. It was a whole lot. It might be emotional to me because I could think of it's my life because I didn't ask for it.
Yeah. You ain't sign up for it.
Yeah, I ain't